From everyday change to collector's treasure, join us as we uncover Jefferson nickels that are worth far more than their face value. Stick around, because some of these coins are more valuable than you might ever imagine. By the end of this video, you'll see just how rare and sought after these nickels can be. Unexpected. Overlooked. Easily missed. That's how today's first coin can be described, and it's exactly why this coin surprises so many collectors. It doesn't look unusual at first glance, and most people who handled it over the years never imagined that this small piece of pocket change would one day become one of the most impressive finds in modern coin collecting. The 1972 D 5-cent coin isn't famous for its design, nor for a major change in the nickel series, but for a simple truth: it's far rarer in top condition than anyone expected. The Denver Mint produced a very large number of nickels in 1972, and because they were made for daily use, they were never treated as anything special. These coins went directly into circulation, moved through banks, stores, wallets, and pockets, and most of them experienced the usual scratches, contact marks, and fading that happen naturally when a coin is used for years. The majority of 1972 D nickels today look well worn, with flattened details on Jefferson's portrait, soft edges, and nearly unrecognizable steps on Monticello. This makes finding one in exceptional condition surprisingly difficult. Collectors who specialize in the Jefferson Nickel series know that certain years from the Denver Mint are particularly challenging when it comes to strong strikes. The 1972 D nickel is one of those years. The Mint was pushing high production numbers, and dies were used for long periods without being replaced. As a result, most examples show weak details, especially on the steps of Monticello. This is exactly why collectors pay close attention to this date. Well-struck coins are harder to find than most people think. One of the most defining features of premium Jefferson nickels is the full steps designation. For a coin to qualify, Monticello's steps must be sharp, clear, and uninterrupted, something that almost never happens on 1972 D nickels. Most have missing steps, blending, or flattened areas caused by worn dies or insufficient pressure during minting. When a coin from this year displays complete, crisp steps, it instantly stands out as an exceptional example. But rarity doesn't come only from strike quality. Preservation is equally important. Almost all 1972 D nickels were used immediately in everyday transactions, making pristine examples nearly impossible to locate. Over the years, countless coins picked up bag marks from mint storage, edge bumps from circulation, and dullness from heavy handling. Only a tiny number somehow avoided this fate. Whether through careful storage, accidental protection, or simple luck, these few coins survived in a state that shows almost no signs of wear. So when a 1972 D nickel surfaces with both excellent strike quality and outstanding preservation, collectors recognize just how special the coin truly is. When examined under proper lighting, the best examples show fresh, clean surfaces with minimal marks. Jefferson's hair detail remains sharp, the fields are smooth, and the rims are well defined. The reverse stands out the most. Monticello appears with strong architectural lines, and the steps display the separation that collectors rarely see in this year. Because so few 1972 D nickels exist in this elite condition, grading services assign extremely high value to the best examples. A top-graded coin is not just a well-preserved piece, it represents the absolute peak of what the mint produced that year. These coins sit at the top of the population reports, often with only one or two known examples graded at that level. For collectors who aim for the finest sets or compete in registry collections, securing the best possible example becomes a priority, and this is where prices rise dramatically. When the top-graded 1972 D nickel appeared on the market, it immediately attracted interest. Collectors understood that they weren't simply buying a common nickel, they were bidding on the finest known version of a coin that is already difficult to find in high quality. The combination of a sharp strike, exceptional surfaces, and the full steps detail placed it into a category almost entirely on its own. Competition grew quickly, as several collectors hoped to secure the coin for their sets. The coin's preservation played a major role in the final outcome. Under magnification, the surfaces showed almost no marks. The luster remained original and undisturbed. The strike quality exceeded expectations for this date, especially on the challenging areas that usually appear weak. The grading company recognized all these attributes and awarded the coin one of the highest grades ever given to a 1972 D nickel. This pushed its status even higher among collectors who focus on condition rarity rather than simple age or mintage numbers. Because of its recognition as the finest known example, the coin entered an entirely different value category. It wasn't compared to ordinary 1972 D nickels anymore, it was judged against the absolute best coins produced by the Denver Mint in the early 1970s. Serious collectors value coins that are at the top of the population charts, and when such a coin surfaces, it becomes the centerpiece of any high-level collection. The auction where this coin appeared saw continued interest from buyers who understood exactly how rare this condition is. While most 1972 D nickels might bring only face value or a small premium in circulated condition, the best examples can reach levels that surprise even experienced collectors. This particular coin demonstrated how much difference condition and strike quality can make. And now, the final part of this story, the value. After all the evaluation, competition, and grading confirmations, the finest known 1972 D 5-cent coin reached a price that reflects its remarkable rarity and condition. This humble nickel, originally worth 5 cents, achieved an impressive and well-earned value of $74,000. Up next is a coin that often goes unnoticed because it looks so familiar, yet its finest examples are surprisingly difficult to find. The 1994 P Jefferson nickel comes from a year when production was high, circulation was heavy, and almost no one bothered to set aside coins with exceptional qualities. As a result, the vast majority of these nickels carry the typical signs of handling from the moment they left the mint. They were moved in bulk bags, transported in large containers, and fed through high-speed equipment, all of which left subtle marks that collectors can easily see today. What makes this coin stand out is the unusually small number of examples that survived in true premium condition. Many collectors discovered that even uncirculated rolls from the 1990s often contain coins that fall short of the highest grading categories. Tiny ticks, surface chatter, or slight softness in the strike are enough to reduce the grade, and this year has a reputation for showing exactly those issues. Because of this, truly flawless 1994 P nickels became far more elusive than expected. Strike quality is one of the biggest challenges with this date. Even though minting technology was improving throughout the 1990s, the 1994 P issue still shows noticeable inconsistency. Some pieces have strong details, while others display light flattening in specific areas that collectors always examine closely. These strike variations make it harder to locate a coin that meets the high standards of top-level grading. Collectors who specialize in modern issues know that the 1994 P nickel requires careful inspection. The best examples show crisp edges, clear detail, and clean, reflective fields. But those attributes rarely align in the same coin. Most pieces, even those kept out of circulation, picked up marks during bagging or transportation before they ever reached the public. This makes the small number of coins that avoided all of those marks extremely significant. When a coin from this year appears with unusually clean surfaces, it immediately stands apart from the rest. Under proper lighting, these premium examples reveal bright, original luster and surfaces that look untouched by handling. The fields remain smooth and uninterrupted, the rim shows no impact marks, and the finer design elements remain sharp. These traits are what separate the ordinary examples from the elite ones. The record-setting 1994 P nickel displayed these exact qualities. When it was inspected for grading, it showed an impressive level of clarity and cleanliness, with none of the minor flaws that usually appear under magnification. The luster was consistent and strong, and the strike showed more definition than typically seen for this year's issue. All these advantages combined to push the coin into the highest level of grading, an achievement extremely rare for this date. Because of its standout condition, the coin quickly gained attention among collectors. Registry collectors in particular follow modern issues closely because even a single top-graded coin can significantly improve an entire set. When a coin is recognized as one of the best-known examples, it becomes a priority target for anyone trying to build a competitive collection. Rarity and high grade is often more important than age, and the 1994 P nickel is one of the best examples of this principle. As the coin entered the auction market, bidders understood its importance. The population of similarly graded examples was extremely small, and the chances of another specimen reaching this level anytime soon were uncertain. High-grade nickels from the 1990s may seem common at first glance, but collectors know how quickly surface marks and slight imperfections eliminate them from consideration. That knowledge increased the competition for this standout piece. The auction drew interest from both experienced collectors and those who follow modern series trends. Each bidder recognized that coins of this quality can disappear into private collections for long periods once they sell. With so few chances to secure a top-ranked example, interest remained strong throughout the bidding process. The coin's impressive preservation and sharp appearance supported every bid placed on it. The attention it received also highlighted how unpredictable modern coin grading can be. A single exceptional example can reshape how collectors view an entire year's issue. Many experts noted that the surfaces on this coin looked almost untouched by time, giving it an appearance far better than most coins produced in the mid-1990s. It served as a reminder that quality outliers do exist, even in years that collectors tend to overlook. Its rise in value also encouraged collectors to re-examine their own stored rolls and sets from the decade, hoping to find another piece that might match this level of quality. The presence of the record-setting coin brought renewed interest to the date, showing that modern coins can still achieve impressive results when they display the right combination of preservation and strike. The final price reflected the combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand. A coin that most people might overlook in everyday circulation proved to be one of the finest examples ever discovered for its year. Its exceptional grade placed it at the very top of the population list, ensuring its importance in the modern nickel market. And so, after the grading, the competition, and the intense attention from collectors, the finest known 1994 P Jefferson nickel reached a final value of $56,000. The next coin on today's list comes from a year many collectors consider too recent to produce anything rare, yet this particular date continues to surprise the hobby. The 2000 D Jefferson nickel belongs to a generation of coins that most people handled without hesitation, tossed into jars, used in everyday purchases, or simply overlooked. But beneath that layer of familiarity lies a coin that becomes unexpectedly scarce when examined under the strict standards used to identify top-tier condition. Although the Denver Mint struck an enormous number of nickels in 2000, the sheer volume created its own set of challenges. High-speed equipment, rapid packaging processes, and large-scale distribution created countless opportunities for small marks to appear on the coins before anyone ever received them. These tiny marks, too small for casual observation, become immediately noticeable to grading specialists. Even extremely subtle contact can prevent a coin from reaching the highest grade levels, and this is precisely why exceptional examples of the 2000 D nickel are far less common than people assume. Another factor that makes this coin so challenging is the surface texture. Nickels from this year often exhibit bright luster, but that same shine makes imperfections stand out under inspection. Many coins reflect light unevenly because of faint abrasions or small areas of disturbance on the metal. These interruptions in the luster flow almost always lower the overall grade. So even a coin stored in a drawer for decades may still carry the signs of its early handling before it ever reached someone's hands. Strike consistency is also a major consideration. While the minting technology was generally reliable in 2000, not every coin received an equally strong impression. Some nickels from this date show soft detail in specific areas, the kind of softness that collectors recognize immediately. These pieces lack the crisp definition needed for top-level grading. Only a small subset displays the sharp, clean lines that distinguish standout specimens from ordinary ones. Collectors who focus on modern coinage know that condition rarity can be just as important as age. The 2000 D nickel is a perfect example of this concept. At first glance, it appears to be a common coin, easily found in circulation. But when examined closely, the number of coins that combine excellent strike, smooth surfaces, and uninterrupted luster becomes incredibly small. This is why the best examples quickly gain attention from specialists who appreciate how demanding the grading standards are for newer issues. When a high-end piece appears, it immediately sets itself apart. Under bright inspection lights, the finest examples show fields that look almost liquid, smooth, unbroken, and free from the typical disturbance caused by mint handling. The rims appear even and intact, with no signs of the nicks or bumps that usually develop before the coins ever leave bulk storage. And the devices, the raised elements of the design, show crisp detail, indicating that the coin received one of the stronger strikes from the dies used that year. The standout 2000 D nickel that earned its place in numismatic conversations displayed all of these traits simultaneously. Under magnification, the surfaces remained clean from edge to edge. The luster was uninterrupted, giving the coin a bright and uniform appearance. The strike quality exceeded what collectors normally expect from this date, making the design look sharp and well-defined. Everything about the coin pointed to a level of preservation that is extremely hard to find among modern circulation nickels. Once its grade was determined, it became clear that this piece represented one of the best-known examples of the 2000 D issue. Modern registry collectors, who compete to assemble the strongest sets possible, recognize the rarity immediately. Coins that sit at the very top of the population chart hold an importance that goes beyond their age. They showcase what the mint was capable of at its absolute best, and they often become key pieces in advanced collections. Collectors also understood that the path this coin took, from the mint to long-term storage, must have been unusually gentle. The absence of contact marks suggests it avoided the typical handling that most coins endure. It survived the minting process without picking up the common abrasions found on most pieces, and it remained untouched long enough to preserve its original luster. That combination of factors makes it a true outlier for the year 2000. Its appearance created renewed interest in the date. Collectors began re-examining their own holdings, checking rolls and sets they had saved from the early 2000s, hoping to find another example with surfaces as clean and a strike as strong. But despite the increased attention, very few coins came close to matching the quality of the standout piece. Each additional inspection reinforced the idea that the top-graded example was not only rare, it was in a category of its own. Even without public bidding, the value of the coin reflected its status clearly. When a piece reaches the highest grade known for its date and mint, it becomes a reference point for the entire series. Collectors recognize the significance immediately. They understand that coins like this often remain held privately for many years, and opportunities to acquire them are extremely limited. The combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand naturally elevates the value. All of this leads us to the final number, a number that might surprise anyone who only sees the 2000 D nickel as a recent, ordinary coin. After all its qualities were evaluated and its top-tier status was confirmed, the finest known 2000 D Jefferson nickel reached an impressive value of $35,000. A modern coin with a modern date, yet nearly impossible to match in condition. A reminder that extraordinary finds don't only come from distant decades. And as we move forward, the next coin on the list takes us even deeper into the surprising world of high-value nickels. Moving on to the last coin in today's lineup, we have a piece that might seem ordinary at first glance, yet it has quietly earned a remarkable reputation among collectors. The 2008 P Jefferson nickel comes from a year that feels very recent to most people, but for specialists, it presents one of the most challenging modern dates to locate in pristine condition. Millions were minted, yet almost all circulated coins quickly lost the qualities that make a coin exceptional in today's market. The production environment for the 2008 P nickel contributed heavily to this scarcity. Coins were struck rapidly and sent directly into circulation in large volumes. From the moment they left the mint, the majority were handled, bagged, and transported, making even uncirculated rolls susceptible to minor contact marks. These marks, often microscopic, are enough to prevent a coin from reaching the highest grading categories. That's why collectors often find that a coin that looks perfect to the naked eye falls short under magnification. Surface preservation is one of the most critical factors for this date. The metal composition and planchet treatment used in 2008 sometimes makes small abrasions and imperfections easier to notice than on previous years. Light scuffs, faint hairlines, or tiny pinprick marks, often invisible in everyday handling, become obvious under the lighting and scrutiny of serious collectors. Avoiding these tiny flaws is extremely rare, which immediately elevates any coin that does remain untouched. Strike consistency is another challenge for the 2008 P nickel. While the overall strike was generally solid, subtle variations in the minting process caused some coins to show soft detail in delicate areas. Collectors note that certain design elements, especially textures and fine reliefs, are less well-defined on average pieces. For a coin to be considered top-tier, it must combine strong strike, smooth surfaces, and flawless luster, a combination that occurs in only a tiny fraction of surviving coins. The finest examples are instantly recognizable. Under proper lighting, these coins show smooth, uninterrupted fields that reflect light evenly. The rims are fully intact, free from nicks or dents, and the devices maintain sharp, precise detail. When all these factors align, the coin doesn't just look clean, it radiates the careful handling and preservation that allow it to stand out among millions of other examples. These coins are often compared side by side with others from the same year, and the differences are immediately apparent even to a casual observer familiar with Jefferson nickels. The standout 2008 P nickel displayed all of these characteristics. Every detail on the design was crisp and clear, from the portrait of Jefferson to the lettering and edge elements. Its fields were free from blemishes, showing an unbroken, lustrous surface. The overall appearance was one of remarkable freshness, as if the coin had been protected from the very first moment it left the mint. In numismatic circles, examples like this are rare enough to become defining reference points for the series. Experts often note that such coins not only hold value on their own but also elevate the significance of an entire collection when included. Collectors immediately recognize the significance of this coin. For those who build modern Jefferson sets, top-quality pieces from recent years are just as important as older, historically significant coins. A 2008 P in this grade is not just a placeholder, it can become the centerpiece of a collection, setting the standard for all other coins in the series. The rarity of such examples drives both interest and value among specialists who understand how few coins survive in this condition. Its prominence also makes it a frequent subject in collector publications and reference guides, highlighting why certain modern coins can achieve such high demand. Even with modern coins, condition is the key driver of value. While the 2008 P may look ordinary to a casual observer, its scarcity at the highest grades creates a different story. A coin that combines exceptional strike, perfect surfaces, and full luster is treated almost like a limited edition collectible. The limited number of examples that reach this level means each one commands attention from serious collectors worldwide. Many collectors also appreciate that, unlike older coins, modern issues like this can be traced with exact production numbers, adding another layer of verification and confidence in the coin's rarity. After careful evaluation, the 2008 P Jefferson nickel that exhibits these rare qualities has achieved an impressive position among modern coins. Its smooth, reflective fields, sharp strike, and pristine surfaces make it one of the most coveted coins from the 21st century minting. This combination of rarity, preservation, and collector interest is exactly why the finest example of this date holds such remarkable value. Specialists agree that coins like this will continue to be benchmarks for the year and reference points for new collectors entering the hobby. Ultimately, the finest known 2008 P Jefferson nickel reached a value of $26,000. Its journey from a mass-produced coin to one of the most prized modern nickels demonstrates how condition, careful preservation, and collector awareness can turn an everyday coin into a truly extraordinary collectible. Even in a year that feels familiar, coins like this show that attention to detail and rarity can create remarkable value in ways that surprise even experienced collectors. Thank you for watching and exploring these remarkable nickels with us. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more rare coin discoveries. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update on the most valuable and interesting coins in the market.